Hey everyone, welcome back to new series of Python. So in today's video, we will discuss about the recursive function. So recursion in Python refers to when a function calling by itself. Such functions are known as recursive function. Here we can just define an example. Let's define the function called greet. So in order to define the function, we have to use the keyword def, and you can provide the name of the function, which is greet. So I'll be providing the print statement over here, that is hi Cybrosys. So here we haven't closed our function. That's why we are just getting an error. So let me close the function over here. So I'll be calling my function right now over here. To call the function, we know we have to basically give the function only over here. So let's run the file. So here you can see that we have just got the out, that is hi Cybrosys. So when a function is calling by itself, then such functions are known as a recursive function. So currently we have called a function over here. Now we just want to call this function again in multiple times. So you can basically give the function over here. So currently you can see that we are calling a function right now over here, and again we are just calling that function once more over here. So as you just run this file here, you can see that we have called the function multiple times, and we have just got the result. But as you just drag down here, you can see that we have just got a recursion error, that is maximum recursion depth exceeded while calling a Python function. So when we just call for a recursion, or when we just go with a recursion, we know this will execute multiple times. So actually it uses the CPU and memory multiple times, and this would always create a delay in your program, or this always makes a delay time in the processing and all. So when you just use a recursion or recursive function in Python, actually this would give a limit in its result. So as you just move on with here, you can see the number of repeated lines. Here it is 993, or more times, okay? So basically by default, you can just get the result as 1000 lines when you just use a recursive function. So if you want to find that, you can easily find that using the sys package. So here, let's comment everything. Now you can find the number of lines that you will get in a recursive function. So in order to get that, you can basically use the sys package. So from the sys package, what you have to do is we have to get the limit. Okay, so I'll be using the print function. So sys dot provide a recursion limit. So you can use the function get recursion limit. So as you just run this file here, you can see that we will get the result in 100, not 100, 1000 lines. Okay. And if you want to change the limit of this recursion, you can easily change that also. Okay. So in order to change the limit, we have to call for the package. So sys dot, and here you can see we can set the limit. So I'm going to set the limit as 500. Okay. And now let me run this file. And here you can see that now we have just changed the limit. Okay. Now let me just uncomment this, and let me again run this file. So here you can see that we have just got the result over here, and we just got the result without any error. Okay. So as you just drag down here, you can see that we don't have any error right now, because we have set the limit as 500. So this result will be printing in 500 lines. But what happens if you just set the limit of recursion as 2000 and all? Here you can see you will be getting the result, but you can see you will be also getting an error message over there. Okay. So as you just drag up, you can see that we will be getting the error message that maximum recursion depth exceeded while calling a object. And here you can also find that the previous line repeated 996 or more times, and we can see that. And here you can see we have just set the limit as 2000. Now let's define the recursive function with an example. So here we just want to find the factorial of a particular number. Okay, so I just want to find the factorial of a number. To define or to find factorial of a number, we can just use a function. So to define a function, we can basically use the keyword def, and you can provide the name of the function. So I'll be naming the function as fact over here. And we just want to find the factorial of a certain number, and we don't know what is that number. So we have to provide the parameter. So parameter is basically the variable in which the argument is stored, right? So I'll be using n as the parameter in which the number will be stored, or we just want to find the factorial of n. So n can be 5, 10, or any other number. So we know we are just using the recursive function over here. So the function will be calling by itself to get the result. Okay. So what we have to do is, we know to find the factorial of a particular number, it has got a certain formula. That is, if I just want to find n factorial, let's say, so we have to use the formula as n into n minus 1 factorial. So let's say we just want to find the factorial of 3. So it will be applied in the formula. So we will be setting like 3 into 3 minus 1 factorial. Okay. So from that we will be getting the result. Okay. So here what happens is that when we just go with the 3 factorial, first we can say that we will be going like 3 into 3 minus 1 factorial. So 3 minus 1 will be 2 factorial, right? So 3 into 2 factorial. But in this case, we don't know what is the factorial of 2, right? So we will be going 2 into 2 minus 1 factorial. Again, we don't know what is 1 factorial. So 1 factorial is actually 1 into 1 minus 1 factorial. So in this case, we don't know what is the factorial of 0. So what is the factorial of 0? In case of 0 factorial, we know the result will be 1 over here. So what we have to do is we just need to apply that formula over here, because we just need to return something, right? So we will be using the return method over here, and you can provide the formula of finding the factorial. So to find the factorial, we know we have to use the parameter n and into n minus 1, right? But here we just want to find the factorial, right? So we have to provide the name of the function. So we have to call for the function right now and provide the rest of the thing, that is n minus 1. Okay. So this is how we just want to find. Okay. So basically in mathematics, we use the exclamation symbol in order to symbolize it's a factorial. But when we just use a programming language, we have to tell our system that we are just going to perform the factorial. So I'll be using the fact over here. That is the name of the function. Okay. So I'll be setting like this. So we know that from this we won't be getting the result. Here we know when we just gave 3 as the number or pass as the argument, that will be taking over here. So 3 into 3 minus 1 will be setting over there. But will we getting the exact result? No. So we have to tell our system that we know, like we have to check if the n is 0, then we have to return 1 over here. This is because we know that 0 factorial is basically 1, right? So we have to go with a certain condition. If n is equal to 0, then what we have to return is that we have to return 1. So we know, there's 0 factorial is 1. So we have to return that. In this case, you can see that here an underline with red color is indicated. This is because we haven't closed the if statement. Okay. So now we have said that. Now what we have to do is we just need to get the result, right? So to get the result, we can just use a variable in which we will be storing our result. I'm going to give it as factorial over here. Okay, and into this variable, I'll be storing or I'll be calling my function and passing the argument. Let it be 3, okay? And we just need to get the result. To get the result, we can use a print function and provide the name of the variable, that is factorial. Now, let me just run this file, and here you can see that we have just got the result as 3 over here. So, not 3, 6. So, when you just want to find the factorial of 3, you can see that we will get the result as 6. That is basically, we can say that 3 factorial is 3 into 3 minus 1 factorial. That is 3 into 2 factorial. So as you just go with 3 into 2 factorial, you will get the result as 6 over here. Now let me change it as 5 and let me run this. So you will be getting the result as 120. So the same procedure will be going to find the factorial over here. Now if you want to find the factorial of 4, you can just change the argument over there. And you can see you will be getting the result as 24. So it's that simple to use a recursive function in Python, and that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.